Hello YouTube, this is your host Ben Bass here from the Bassman channel. Tonight we're going to be reading a chapter from a book I've written that I started writing almost 5 years ago, and I started at the age of 20. The background story is when I started college back in 2010. This was my third semester at Tidewater Community College. I was signed up for an English 1 course. My professor wrote a letter to us stating who she was, what she expects from the class and everything. And our very first homework assignment was to write a letter back to her telling who we are. Then, a few days later, Hurricane Irene struck Hampton Roads like out of the wazoo, and power was out for like 2.5 days. My dad wanted to go get some bagels and coffee at Panera, so I was like, all right. and my dad and I were, coming up with some ideas, not to where I did most of the work, for my professor at the time. I was 20 years old then, and I'm 25 now. And she wrote a letter, I wrote a letter, basically just something simple, who I was. And the key word that got me, sparked with this book was called the word modest. And I already came up with a title, and my book of the title is called A Quiet, Modest Man. And tonight I would like to read to you, YouTubers out there, the first chapter of my story. So, here we go. Chapter 1. It was a quiet, raining evening in Norfolk, Virginia in the year 2011. Traffic on the streets was all over, and everyone and everybody tended their immodest business. But on the corner of Llewellyn and Princess Anne, a man named Melvin lives in a house on that corner. He is a quiet man in his mid to late 20s, dark brown, short, straight hair, light-skinned, slim and attractive, and 5 foot 10 inches tall, that came from a very wealthy Jewish family. Not just wealth in money, but wealth in wisdom and love. Although he goes to Tidewater Community College downtown to get further education, Mel believed in getting a good education to succeed in life and to make a living so he can live in a peaceful environment and a peaceful neighborhood. Mel also believed in doing something constructive with education, and that would be having a job and knowing your responsibilities. He works at the La Bella Italian restaurant in Ghent as a well-paid host. During his free times, he likes to take a stroll in the neighborhood in a black double-breasted suit, tie, and wear a nice gray felt fedora bought from Stark & Langham's hat store on Granby Street. As he strolls in the neighborhood, people like how he dresses and how he is kind to everybody. In his neighborhood, everyone knew everyone. He even chats with the people he knows here and there. On Friday night, after he gets off work, he would head home and light Shabbos candles in his kitchen to observe the Jewish Sabbath. As well with going to Tidewater Community College, he even makes straight A's in all of his classes he takes. But on one Thursday afternoon, on the way home from school, a low-life thug comes up to him and asks him if he could get something to eat. "I wish I could, but I'm going to be late for work. Sorry, mister," said Mel. "Oh, hell no. You're going to take me to get something to eat or I'll kill you, bitch," said the thug, holding a silver 9mm handgun sideways at Mel's face. Mel replied, "Okay, mister, whatever you say," sticking his hands up in the air and taking the demanding thug to the rallies on Monticello Avenue, while in Mel's silver 2011 Nexus GS. The thug holds the gun and exposing his privates in the car. Mel was ordering a hamburger with fries, scared to death. Then the thug said, "Okay, bitch, now drive me to the scope." Then Mel drove the thug to the scope as demanded. "I know where you live, punk. Call the cops on me and I'll kill you, bitch," said the thug with anger. After Mel clocked in at work in the back, he started to sob a bit. His friendly boss, Salvador Gozarino, asked him, "My good friend Mel, what's about you? Tell me." "I was demanded by a harsh criminal to take him to get something to eat. Then he held me hostage while doing it, holding a gun and showing me his privates at me," said Mel, just weary-eyed a bit. "Poor Mel, we should call the police. You're going to be all right, though," said Gozarino. While the Norfolk police were at the restaurant questioning, Officer John Williams and Officer Ben Miller were questioning Mel on what happened. "Sir, can you tell me what happened?" questioned Officer Williams. "Well, a dark-skinned man about 5'9.5", built and toned, and a goatee, wearing a black t-shirt and baggy navy blue jeans at the waist, telling me to go get him something to eat or he kills me. Yes, he was armed with a silver 9mm handgun and even was exposing himself at me. The last place I saw him was at the scope where I dropped him off, sir," explained Mel. "Thank you, Mel. And don't be afraid. This suspect will not get away with this, and he will be caught," replied Officer Miller. As the police were leaving to find the thug, "Mel, my good friend, you must have had a rough day. Why don't you go home and get a rest, huh?" said Gozarino. Then a waiter, another good friend of Mel's named Chuck Smith, also told Mel the same. "Hey, Mel, old pal, everything's going to be all right. They're going to get the guy. If you need anything, call me," said Smith calmly. Then Mel went home and got some rest. Then he heard a knock at the door around 10 at night. Mel answered the door, and soon enough it was his father. "Oy vey, Schmieder, my son, I heard what happened. I'm glad that you're safe," said his father in his late 50s with black and gray short hair, 5'8", with a small gut and wearing a black leather yarmulke. "Please come in, Dad," said Mel. "Could I offer you a drink, Dad?" asked Mel politely. "Oy, son, I'm about to plot after a huge matzo ball soup, gefilte fish, and a blanchie meal your mother made. But I can get a tiny bit shaker, though," replied Stanley, Mel's father. Then Mel went to his liquor cabinet and asked his father, "The usual Jack Daniels whiskey with Coke, Dad?" "Yeah, the usual, son," said his father. "So, son, tell your father what happened. I need to know as a caring father," said Stanley to Mel. Then Mel silently was disappointed and told his father what happened. Then after Mel finishes telling the story, "I understand, but sometimes you gotta defend yourself like an Israeli, for God's sakes," replied his father. "Dad, that's bullshit. I don't wish to fight, even with an armed man. Why? Because number one, he could have killed me, and two, I could have been arrested for assault. Do you understand what I'm saying?" said Mel. Then his father replied, "I see you're a good law obeah and a good citizen. You're just like your mother. Things like this, man up, fight back, show them no mercy, for God's sake. Oh, and your mother's still driving me mashugana about you getting a nice Jewish girl tonight. Can't your mother shut up for once?" "Dad, I know all about Mom wanting me to get a Jewish girl, but I can take care of that myself," said Mel calmly. Then Stanley went home an hour later. Then Mel went back to sleep upstairs, resting for a new day. And so that concludes chapter 1. There's going to be more chapters to come. I already started chapter 9. I might probably write 25 to 30 chapters, I think, but it's not going to be easy. Reason why I put it on pause for a bit, because I ran out of ideas, and I just need to have some time to generate some ideas. And with working a lot in a way and helping my own dad with early onset Alzheimer's, dealing with grandma, with all this pressure and all, it's just a lot right now. So once I get more ideas going, I'll be able to finish up the book and have a little read aloud to you all, and have more, chapters for you all to read. And I would really like to publish this book sometime in my lifetime. And more chapters will be uploaded to my channel pretty soon once I get a little more time. Anyways, this is going to be it for today. Once again, I'm your host, Ben Bass. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you later on in the later vlogs or any other more videos to come. Take care of yourselves, and as we say, Shalom.